What's up, y'all? Hey, we got the bro Mark here. Hey, thanks for coming over.
Anytime, brother.
You're probably like, what am I looking at? Where are you guys? So, and why is Vader in the background? You look like you're in the dining room. We are. I didn't want the dining room to be so plain. You know, I still got to throw something nerdy in the background since we're not in my my office like usual. So we're doing something a little different here. I'm always trying to think of ways we could do something a little different. You know, the bro was free to come over. I'm like, cool. Well, how about you come over? We can shoot a video, but how about we have something to eat too?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I'm like, well, let's just do both at the same time.
Toys and foodie.
Toys and food, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because before I started recording, I'm like, maybe I should rethink this. I haven't really eaten on camera. So this is going to be raw and unfiltered. And you know, I do the food ventures and stuff, but I usually show you guys the food. And then it's like, all right, see you guys, I'm about to eat.
Yeah.
You guys are going to watch us eat while we talk. You know, I just want it to be organic, like we're hanging out and talking and eating. But you guys are along for the ride, you know? So here's hoping this goes well.
Yeah. What we got here, Mark?
So we have, I think you should show yours, because yours is already hooked up. So
2 dogs and
threw
some little wings.
Threw some hot dogs together and some wings, but man, his is loaded with the ketchup and the mayo. I haven't put the condiments on mine yet. So we got some wings.
I'm on a diet.
Some hot dogs. Diet? What's a diet? That's all right. Around me, that's a bad word. There's no such thing as diet. Got some ranch. This is from Chick-fil-A. Some Chick-fil-A packets. If you don't say packets from your food places, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, I used to do ketchup back in college. Yeah.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Why wouldn't you say the packets?
They thought it was weird. I go, no, it isn't. You can use a lot of ketchup packets.
But that's the thing.
So
I'm like,
those are free.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Is it just a Filipino thing?
You know, no. Actually, I found out one of my coworkers saved her packets.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, you do it too. Cool.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Because it's like, sure,
cool.
we're still going to buy condiments, but if you can get some for free, why not?
Why not?
You know?
Why not?
Here's the weird thing, though. Ranch. Now, like, because I want to get us into talking about some nerdy stuff, but real quick, I've never found a store-bought, like, bottle of ranch that is as good as the stuff in
Chick-fil-A.
And, well, not just Chick-fil-A, but any, like, fast food ranch packets.
Right, I hear you.
I'm like...
I think ranch is good when it's cold.
Okay.
And it's not like it's been there for weeks.
Okay.
Because like some places they just put ranch in a tub, versus some places they just put ranch when it's in the fridge.
Okay.
When it's in the fridge, it tastes creamier. When it's in a tub, it's like a little bit sour. You have that sour taste to it. They go, oh, it's been sitting out here, versus like ranch out in the fridge.
But I think it's also maybe. I mean, is there other ranch, store-bought ranch that isn't just the salad dressing? I think that's what it was. Like, I've only found salad dressing ranch, and I almost feel like the ranch and fast food is different. Especially like, you got which one is the buttermilk sauce? Is that Jack in the Box?
That's Jack in the Box is the buttermilk. But that's the one I'm referring to that does get sour.
Oh, okay.
If you don't put it in the fridge.
Yeah. Well, you guys, at least I know Filipinos growing up, we put everything. My parents used to put batteries in the fridge said it made it last longer. I personally never believed it, but
well, speaking of the fridge, I put figs in the freezer. So if you have like figs that are loose, the joints come off and things like that.
Okay, so here's a little bit of a action figure collector tip.
So you put the loose figs that have swingy arms or arms that just come off, like Build-A figures.
Okay.
Put them in a Ziploc. Leave it in the fridge overnight.
Okay.
And then probably overnight, they're not as loose as it was in the beginning.
Really?
Because you do the opposite to loosen when you
use
the
heating method
or hot water. Yeah, and that's when because I got for the hot part to loosen it.
Mind if I open this one?
Yeah. The hot part to loosen it, I use the Silver Samurai. I got one of his what is it? Cowl, or what is that thing on top of his head?
No.
It is a samurai logo. One of it was, floppy. So what I did was I used the hot water, and what it did is loosen it. So it'll straighten it. It'll be nice and straight after a while. You don't want to put it too long. You just dip it in that hot water. Hot water used to make cup of noodles, and that's it. And it straightens it out. So just a little tip: loosen it, hot water, tighten it, freeze it.
That is one I actually hadn't heard of. So I mean, I knew the heating method, but
because the reason why a lot of figs are loose is because like either they've been in out of the sun too long. They tend to like warp, melt, or like
warp outward instead of in a way that
they've been played with too much. They've been left out, or during the shipping process, it's in a package, so it's hot.
Yeah,
and
who knows where it ends up, and
right. So that's
traveling across the world.
Yeah. So when you get it, why is this thing so loose?
Oh, that's funny. What's funny about that is I'm thinking about our bros, and when I say our bros, like our bros here, half of them are like sealed collectors, so they can't even relate to these action figure problems.
Yeah, I go, well,
sealed collectors.
I don't know. I tried one time in my life to do sealed, but it didn't work. I mean,
you guys aren't here right now, so we could talk about you.
I did. I tried a few times, but it's just like, why am I staring at boxes? That was just my whole.
Yeah.
I don't want to stare at boxes.
It's funny. We could totally go back to the whole sealed versus loose collecting.
Oh yeah. But then there's parts where I do keep it sealed, like retro cards. Like I mentioned earlier.
Some things that just look cool and are worth keeping sealed.
Yeah.
But are you the type? Do you ever, for things like that? Do you ever get one to open? If it's a figure you want to open.
I used to, but I figured, oh man, that's a waste of money. It's like, that's what I just told myself. I'm either going to keep it or display it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I was in that dilemma a couple of months ago. I go, should I get 2 Storms? Storm the retro that just came out. One to keep, one to, pose with my X-Men. I go, man, but the artwork on that is so awesome. I just felt, I'll just have it hung. I don't really, I'm not keeping it for value, if that's what you're thinking. I'm just keeping it because, it's the artwork, cool. The artwork is what, But other stuff like stuff that are boxed or things that you can't see, I just can't stare at boxes. My whole closet's full of boxes. It's just hard for me to look at the boxes. I keep the boxes.
I was gonna say, wait, do you mean empty boxes? You save all your boxes?
I save most of them because when I move, I feel like, or if I want to get rid of them one day, some people are, boxed. They want the box.
I hear that. I've heard of some people who, they're not really flippers. They're collectors who, they periodically let go of stuff.
Yeah.
And their mindset is when they eventually want to sell their stuff, they think it's always better to have it with the box because someone else. I personally don't care. I do say boxes for certain things that I think will really make a difference in the later resale value. Pretty much just like import figures.
Yeah.
Your SH figure arts and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that really adds to the resale value of those. But for anything else like domestic, Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, stuff that are in a kind of collector-friendly box that you can put it back in. I don't care. These are $20 figures.
Right. It's not gold or diamond.
And if the figure itself is like,
the figure's already devalued as soon as you open it. It's pointless. No.
Plus the fact that if it's a kind of like a rare figure anyway, it's still gonna go for good money. Like, I sold my original, Marvel Legends Jim Lee Cyclops. When he was going up, I was like, you know what? For like $60, I can live without him. And there you go, like completely loose. No package is all gone, but I still sold them for like I think $60+.
Yeah, because as I was talking to you earlier today, like right before I came over, I looked at my collection. I was like, what are the stuff I kept or all the stuff I grew up with? I read comics of this.
Mm-hmm.
I watched cartoons of that. And those are stuff I can relate. Like stuff I'll never basically get rid of. But stuff I'll get rid of, I can just part ways with. I don't care. They're like impulse stuff I bought.
While we're on that topic, what are your most favorite things that you grew up on? Obviously Transformers. I know that for sure.
The Voltron, and a lot of the robots, because back in the 80s, those were like gold. And, they were always gone. When you go to Kmart, Mervyn's, everybody fought for those. And it was just like, there was an overabundance of more G.I. Joes than there were Transformers. And then it was hard. A lot of kids brought them to school. You'd want to play with them. But, the kids were like, no. They wouldn't share it with anybody.
Yeah.
They'll just come in there, flex their Jetfire or whatever. I was just like, okay, cool. That's like, gave me more incentive to buy my own. And I told my parents, hey, can I get that? Can I get that? And that's how I got into it. Now, as an adult collector, fast forward, that's when I started getting into the hardcore stuff, like third parties, expensive stuff.
You said hardcore, the first thing that came to mind. The triple X stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for
another day. That's on the other channel. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I got into it. But like, as far as like the pigs and the G.I. Joes and the other things.
So Transformers, Voltron, and robots in general. What about G.I.? I know G.I. Joe.
I was into G.I. Joe also. Because back in the 80s, I remember first came on the Thundercats. It was at 3 o'clock, 3:30, Voltron. And you had 4 o'clock was G.I. Joe, 4:30 was Transformers. Came in consecutively. Then you got the Saturday morning cartoons. You had DC. You had all the, Superman, Super Friends. 5 to 6 years later, then you had the X-Men. The Marvels were up and coming.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, people don't realize the DC was the Marvel back then. Back in the 80s, people don't know that. It's like this whole fanboyism about
DC was the bigger property back then.
Yeah, Marvel isn't what it is today if they never competed with DC. That's how I feel. Because
it's funny,
DC
now that you mention that, it's like I think about when I was really young, I wasn't as into superheroes. Like G.I. Joe was my biggest thing growing up.
I love G.I. Joe.
Thundercats, Transformers, Voltron. I wasn't as much into superheroes as I was when I got older, but when I think of what I knew of superheroes when I was a kid, mostly DC. Yeah, other than like Spider-Man, Hulk. I think those are really the main two that I knew when I was a kid. I'm not talking about like already like in the 90s or the late 80s, but like in the early 80s. Yeah, because really just DC.
Early 80s,
Superman, Batman.
Marvel was pretty strong in the early 80s where Spider-Man and Friends. Do you remember that TV show?
With Firestar.
Where Firestar and Iceman.
Iceman.
So they were going in strong, but then I faded after that. Then Super Friends just took over for the next 10 years because Super Friends evolved from a team of 5 to a team of like 10 or 15. Their villain list got longer. Everybody was just into the DC universe, like the Super Friends action figure with Cyborg. Everybody wanted that. I was like, I want that figure.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned this, the superpowers, because when it came to the toys, now that I'm really thinking, and I've got horrible memory to begin with, but I'm really trying to remember when I was a kid. I love the superpowers. I liked the Secret Wars, but I didn't really know them. Again, aside from a few of the main characters Spider-Man,
because they weren't televised.
That's why. So really, it came down to
what's
the
out
Super
there.
Friends and
stuff.
So
if you look at today, what's on Netflix, what's going to be on Disney Plus,
Marvel is everywhere.
Right? That's all my son knows is Marvel. Because he goes when we go to the movies. He's exposed to the Marvel. So I guess it's a generational thing. But if you grew up in both generations, you could learn to love both. You could learn to love DC and Marvel and coexist. That's why I have a shelf full of DC stuff, and then my other shelf's all Marvel. It's just all comic stuff. I'm not into MCU because I feel like MCU is a fad.
You think so?
I think it's a fad. I think
this is interesting. I've actually never heard.
I don't collect those MCU figures.
I do know a lot of people who don't collect the MCU, or on the flip side, some people only collect MCU. But that's the figures. I mean, you're saying just the MCU in general.
MCU in general. I love the movies. How many years? I love the movies. I don't like the toys. I'm all into animation, cartoons, and comics. Those are what I grew up with. Those toys, like
so for you, it always comes down to the nostalgia.
Right, the nostalgia.
That's going to be the highest thing when it comes to what you collect.
Right. The Punisher. Remember, who's the Punisher on Netflix? I'd rather buy the Punisher figure from the comic book than the Punisher figure on Netflix, because that's who I grew up with.
Which
I mean, I love the Punisher.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not taking it away from the show. Like you love it, but just when it comes, there's no nostalgia there.
Yeah. Because that Punisher is iconic. The comic book Punisher. Because you could put anybody and play Punisher. But it's the Punisher person that they
get this though. This is probably going to sound crazy to anyone who's listening. More iconic to me because when it came to the comics, the height of my comic reading was in the 90s. And X-Men and everything X-Family was all the rage. I didn't even care about the Avengers until the movies. Like I never was into those characters. But anyway, so as cool as Punisher was, I never really read Punisher back when I was young.
Oh, I read all that.
So you know who was kind of my iconic Punisher? It doesn't sound crazy, I swear, guys. Dolph Lundgren, 1989.
Rambo was a Punisher too, man. He punished people, man.
I mean,
him and John Claude.
It went hand in hand with. I mean, this was '89. You know? A lot of people probably don't even know there was an '89 Punisher. And now that I'm talking about it, I feel like it's ironic I'm wearing Punisher right now. But '89 was the big year for Batman, and which kind of really
Michael Keaton
kind of brought to the world this new era of superhero movies. But also in the same year was Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
And that's what irritates me, because when you go to like Facebook groups,
you about to call out them Facebook groups?
I'm not saying which group, but what I'm saying is there's a certain fanboyism that's like the Marvel versus DC, and it's just, I think it's stupid. I think both need to coexist. Both can't be what it is today.
Here's the thing. That's a good point. Now, I'm going to say this. But also, if you guys are watching this, I hope you're enjoying so far. I don't know how weird it is to hear us talk and eat at the same time. I'm trying not to be too self-conscious about eating while the camera's recording. I feel like, honestly, the last time I did something like this was when I was eating hot dogs with freaking Clownfire and Charles, way back in, what year was this, 2009 or 10 or something like that? Anyway, I was going to say, regarding Marvel and DC, and pretty much all comic and superhero properties, how are you going to be a fan of superheroes and hate one or the other?
Oh, you know? I hear you. If Harley Quinn was in Marvel, they'll buy her figure over... What's that girl's name right now? Black Widow.
That's funny because I mean, Harley Quinn, is popular in her own right, really popular. But can you imagine if she was Marvel? Oh man, she'd be like
people are gonna go crazy over her.
Beloved, all around the world, and she'd be so iconic.
I love Marvel to death. I mean, I read their comics since early '90s when Jim Lee was doing the X-Men.
Ooh, that Jim Lee stuff, man.
McFarlane, Spider-Man, Ghost Riders, all of them. But today's is just a different era, I think.
Come here. You done? Okay. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Okay, go.
Today is such a different era. Because I'm
Love you.
going on eras. Star Wars. We started with episode 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Back in the early 80s. Then went to the prequels. And then now. There's a whole divide with that. You have the fandom of the 80s. Then the fandom of the prequels. Then you have the fandom
Of even now.
Now, like my son. He doesn't care about 4, 5, 6. He'll just ask me who's Vader, what happened.
He was also too young during the prequels.
He was too young.
right?
My son's 12, 13.
So when the prequels came
When
out.
the prequels came out, I don't think he was even born at that time.
Wow, okay.
So he was
that's
born when Rey became the Jedi.
Wow. That's interesting to hear now. An
Yeah.
even younger generation.
And guess who he's a fan of? The new
Yeah.
the new Star Wars, right? And then I tried to show him the old Star Wars, and he's like, "What's this? This is boring. What the heck?" When Luke was in the desert, New Hope.
Yeah.
This is where it all began.
All right.
And my son's like, "Oh, what?"
Let's be honest, though. I mean, the pace of those old movies were like old movies. So there's it's partly generational. It's partly just the evolution of movies. But as much as I love those movies and grew up on those movies, even I know there was a lot of boring parts in those old movies.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. They're still great. I would take nothing away from the original trilogy. Come on now.
But me, since I lived through all that,
Yeah.
I love them all.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Star Wars, man.
Exactly.
I don't care.
See,
I go, yeah,
you're
lightsabers.
just a true fan.
Yeah, as long as you get the lightsabers in there, the Siths and the Imperial and the Rebels.
I'll take it a step further.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it has anything to do with the Jedi. Like, I just love the Star Wars universe. In fact, I'm of the other opinion that it's like, I don't want every Star Wars movie to involve like the Jedi and all that, because that's just in a way that's just one aspect of this vast universe.
Because if you tell the story from a Sith perspective, the Imperial perspective, the Rebels are considered bad guys. If you read comics,
Look at the freaking name, they're rebels.
yeah, the Rebels.
You're fighting against the Empire,
The
which
Empire.
is the ruling
Yeah.
state of the universe,
Yeah.
So, stormtroopers don't know they're bad guys.
Yeah, they were born. They were born to be.
They're working for evil.
Yeah, they don't know. There's no such thing as
They wanted to join the army and be soldiers.
That's all it is.
And serve their empire.
Unless you grow a conscience like Finn. I guess
FN.
that was a
What was
Disney.
it? FN?
FN something. And I go, this is a Disney thing.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, like we mentioned, everything's generational. Everything's just so. It's what you grew up with. But I am biased. So let's hear my bias here.
Okay.
Michael Bay ruined Transformers.
Wait. Okay, wait. No, I thought you were gonna.
Oh.
Did you have a bias in your Star Wars fandom?
No, not really. I don't know.
Because I actually do kind of have one.
Oh, go ahead.
We're like the same age. We grew up on the original Star Wars.
The 80s, yeah.
But for me, I actually, I'm not sure. But I kind of think I like the prequels more than the original trilogy.
The prequels were good. I think my favorite one was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That-
Well, 2 and 3.
One was just, it dragged. It's like, okay.
It didn't have that pace that 2 and 3.
Yeah, because one was
Picked
more
up on.
like, let's, according to comic books, the Emperor planned everything.
Yeah.
Anakin, for them to find Anakin.
One way I look at episode 1 is that even though it was like how many years later, it actually felt closer to the original trilogy in a way, in its pacing and its storytelling. Even though visually it was totally modern, pacing and like its storytelling was a lot closer to the original trilogy.
Right.
And then 2 and 3 was like boom, it was amped up. I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want in a however old I was at that point in life, I was like, I'm this old now.
Yeah.
I don't want movies from the 80s. I want movies that feel like they're movies now and they're exciting. And, not that I want only all action.
And that's how exactly my son feels. He doesn't like those movies like when I try to show him like Thundercats, I have the whole series, or the old Transformers.
It's just old to him.
It's old. It's like, why does Bumblebee look like that? He's ugly. I go, that's the original. Man. That's the original G1.
In your head, you're like, oh, I can't. I want to, but I can't.
I know. I go, we're related. We're related. So I go, okay, all right. No, but then when he goes to the movies, he'll ask about stories like, how do you get this power? How do you become like that? And I got to explain to him, origins. You got to watch the beginning, like how Hulk got gamma radiation, how Batman, became the Dark Knight and all this stuff. It's just, I hate explaining things to like children that they don't want to watch the movies nowadays. Millennials, they don't want to watch the movies nowadays to get the origins out. Or read comic books. Yeah. I gotta explain it to them. Like, no, he got it because of this, and I'll give him a condensed version.
I can imagine that's tough. He's 13.
Yeah. They just want the easy route. Like, Dad, can I press this button?
When he was much smaller, he probably didn't know the difference. But at 13, when something's just old.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch an old movie.
Pops, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, give it to me in a sentence. Yeah. Give it to me in one sentence.
I'll just Wikipedia. No thanks, Dad.
Yeah. So, what did you get into recently? Fast and Furious.
Just recently.
So he was watching, I think.
Well, hold on. First of all, I haven't seen 8, so no spoilers on 8. I've seen everything up to 7.
So he thinks Wonder Woman is super hot.
Okay.
Let's Gal Gadot. He's like, who? Gal Gadot. And she was in FF5. That's when she first appeared with Han.
Yeah.
What? He's like, yeah, go watch Fast and Furious 5. So he saw Fast and Furious 5. He's like, oh. Then he saw the new one with 5 through 8.
Okay.
Well, what's his name? The Rock and the other guy. Jason Statham. Yeah.
Hobbs.
So
or Shaw.
Like, yeah, so, hey, what happened to the bald guy? What's his name? Dom.
Okay, that's funny. Okay, go.
He's like, what happened to Dom? And then, you gotta watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how they get all together.
Wait, so where did he start on?
5, because he wanted
because you told him about
Gal Gadot in a bikini.
I'm about to rewatch 5. I was just saying.
That's a 2-piece.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, 2-piece. Yeah, slapping her butt and like, yeah.
What happened to her? Okay, I really need to see. That's how bad my memory is. Like, you're telling me, but I'm totally not remembering them now.
Yeah.
That gives me an excuse to go back and watch 5. So with that said, though, I actually...
that's how we got into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to go back to what you were about to say about your bias and the Michael Bay Transformers.
Oh,
movies.
yeah. So that came out. I go, man. So this is generational. So I guess you have your Bay fandom, G1 fandom. I guess I'm a G1 fandom. I gotta say, I'm biased towards the new Transformers. So when that came out, I was just like, that doesn't look anything like Optimus. That's the most ugliest, hideous looking Transformer toy. That doesn't look like Bumblebee.
Okay, so I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think he ruined it.
So did you not watch all those movies?
I did.
All of them?
Just for the action sequence.
Okay.
I bought a toy. I chucked it, gave it away. I just don't like big ones.
Okay. So, with that said, though, did you see Bumblebee?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think about that? About them kind of fixing...
They tried to integrate a G1 element to his alt mode. So instead of a Camaro, he was a bug this time.
Wait, no, let's not even get to Bumblebee. Let's talk about like the first 5 minutes, Cybertron.
That was awesome.
Okay,
that was awesome. Then they had to do. They just like, okay, so this is a bonding moment again. It's going back to that Bay theme where robot and human bond. Because growing up, Transformers was like, we're in Earth, we got stuck, and you have robots fighting robots. The human element was not.
It was minor.
It was very minor. Now
it was there, but it still was like to the side.
Yeah, the human element is like, whoa, we're friends. Oh, B.
I think that's Hollywood.
Yeah, and I just like, oh, this is stupid.
We can't have these alien robots without it being first about humans.
Yeah, and then the whole army gets into it, and it's just, oh man.
So here's the thing, though. Like that first 5 minutes, I'm like, see, that's what we want. That's what the fans want. Give us a whole movie that's like that. You know?
I would be so amped up for that. I go, dude, this is a new movie.
And I'm not even saying, I just want a 2-hour movie that's all action. I mean, this version of the Transformers, that's what we want, you know?
That's something I'd stay up for. I'd be like, cool.
I want to think, this is me being optimistic, I want to think that that's what they got from that. That they know that that's what the fans responded to, and that's really what the fans want.
Right, but I don't think you're not going to get a second. If you're going to do a sequel, I don't think you'd have to stick with that theme to get a higher amount of profit.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have like reviews like, oh no, they have a friendship and this and that, it's more of that human element to it. You're G1.
Which I want to say, I personally still love the movie.
No, the movie's not bad.
That glimpse of what we could possibly get, that first 5 minutes or however many.
The feels. Like, I call the feels. The nostalgia.
That's what the hell we really want. Give us that.
Yeah, the nostalgia feels.
So I did love the movie because I still like stuff like that. And I forget the chick's name, Haley.
Yeah, the hot chick.
Yeah, she's
I like
cool.
that first one, the one from Bay.
Megan Fox?
Yeah!
Of course! Come on now, you gotta be a FAG if you don't if you don't love you some Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Ninja Turtles movies, like who cares? I'm just watching Megan freaking Fox.
Just like what's that new with Margot Robbie? Harley Quinn and that new movie that she's in with Brad Pitt and something in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I don't care about the movie. I saw it because of her.
You saw it? Was it actually any good though?
She's hot, like always. Like
yeah.
More of her, you know.
That's funny because
Wolf of Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street
with Leo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing:
so
I have that on DVD. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Dude,
that's
where
we gotta stop recording. I got a movie I gotta go watch.
That's where she's like the least dressed of all the movies that she's done.
Okay.
Yeah. So
wait, the least dressed is it?
Almost.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
From what I remember, I'm old, so no.
Okay.
But that's a good movie. But I'm just a fan of her. I like her.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen her in I, Tonya?
No. Is it good?
I love the movie. I remember being into figure skating was I've always kind of been into figure skating.
The story of Tonya Harding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's a pretty entertaining, take on the story. Because we've ever since back in when it actually happened and through the years, there's been like documentaries and like serious versions, dramatic versions. This is kind of a more, entertaining take on the whole thing. It was good. And so,
a lot of sex. A lot of, sex in the movie.
I don't remember, honestly. That's how crappy my memory is. I think there was.
Because I remember she was in the whole Tonya Harding ice skating thing was a scandal about her. She had like a couple of scandals.
I
guess she was disqualified for some reason.
It's a good movie though. I'm gonna have to. I still I rented it, but that's one that I want to own in my collection. I wanted to ask you, Disney Plus, and actually, I'm asking all of you at the same time.
Come out November.
I think it's soon. It's soon.
$12.99.
So what's your take on Disney Plus? Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna subscribe? Are you gonna subscribe?
Mm-hmm. I'm subscribing. No, I'm subscribing because of Marvel and all the lineups they've got. So when I saw the San Diego Comic-Con preview, they had upcoming shows like series like She-Hulk.
Really?
It's like an origin story.
I didn't even follow all the news stuff.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of Marvel stuff, origins. It's just like, gosh, I can't get rid of Netflix because you don't know if Stranger Things season 4 is going to be out.
Well, I love Netflix. There's a lot to watch on Netflix, but yeah, I feel like there's gonna be so much good stuff on Disney Plus. As like an adult fan of like geeky stuff.
Here's the catch. Here's what I'm afraid of. It's like $12.99 initially now, but money always talks and greed is always there. I just have a feeling that Disney will raise it in a year or two. I have that feeling like, oh yeah, we're making billions now, and
Well, when you think about it, every other like streaming service has done that.
Yeah.
Like gradually.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just the way things go.
Well, I was Hulu when I had Hulu 6 years ago. I was paying what, $8? Is it $8 now?
I don't even know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I've had Netflix for years, and I've been through at least one or two price increases.
Oh yeah.
So
expect it from Disney Plus.
And it's like, what you gonna do? Something like Netflix.
Because
you're not gonna stop unless you really.
Because if you're a fanboy of Marvel, Disney's got you on the hook. Because number one, they're not going to show those TV series on the theater.
Yeah.
They'll probably show like maybe a movie, but then you want origins and you want tales of stuff. I wasn't a big fan of Jessica Jones on Netflix and other ones.
So here's the thing, and we're gonna have to cut this in because the time limit on my recordings. And just so you guys know, so here's the thing. Right now, your wife is eating talk. I just want to try something different. But going into this, I was like, this is going to be like maybe a 3-part kind of thing that I'm going to throw together into one video. Who knows how long it's going to end up being. Where first we're just hanging out and eating, talking, organically. And then maybe after this, get the food put away, and then we're just gonna sit here and talk, like kind of like we have done in the past, and maybe have a couple topics, or just continue like this, just let it flow. And then in the third part, we're gonna have some toys. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. I might have a toy or two to actually crack open, so it'll be kind of like a live unboxing, if you want to call it, or just cracking stuff open. That's what you're supposed to. Well, for me, it's what you're supposed to do with toys. And you see me. I show the hauls and stuff, but I rarely come back and show you like the toys that I've actually opened. And I don't do the reviews and stuff anymore. So I'm like, we'll do something like that. Do something like that. Oh, and we can do a little bit of trading. So we'll see how that goes. If that's something.
Giveaway.
Maybe a giveaway, and maybe not maybe announcing the winner of the previous giveaway. That's much delayed because it's been so long that it's taken so long that we can finally get together again and do something like this. So anyway, all right. So there's about to be a chop in the video in about a second. There's a time limit, so I'm like, I'm gonna just get ahead of that, and I'm gonna chop this up. And all right, so we'll see you guys in a second. All right, so we're back. For us, it's been a few minutes. For you, it's been like literally like a second. So first of all, let's have some of these Oreos. We're gonna announce the winner of that giveaway we did on that. When was this? August 16. This is a while back, middle of last month. The topic of discussion at the time was budgeting your collecting and budget collecting, which it's a good topic, I think. But for whatever reason, this I don't know if it was the topic or the giveaway itself didn't resonate too well, and we didn't get a whole lot of activity. So it wasn't hard. The previous one was a little harder because there's a lot of great entries. In this one, very, very low activity. Which is funny because I know in years past when I've done I've done some like giveaways and contests, I think I'd have something like, if this many people don't actually enter, then we'll just have to redo it or something. Like it won't be valid unless a certain amount of people enter, which maybe we'll have to do later on because we're giving stuff away, man. Mark's been generous in this one, and Jason was really generous in the first one. And to be honest, dude, we have some more stuff. Mark already, I have in my possession since the last time. This was the last time you were here, right?
Yeah.
Since the middle of last month, he already brought some stuff over for another giveaway. And guess what? This time he brought some more stuff over to give away. But we're gonna save that for another time. We're gonna handle this first. And we'll work on some more giveaways next time. We'll see if we can pick up some momentum again with these things. So anyway, going on with the contest. So there was really just 2 runners in this. There was a few other comments, but there was really only 2 that for me were worth considering. It wasn't hard to pick the winner, although the person I wanted to pick as a winner, I was like, just on pure. So the geriatric geek commented, "What the hell is a budget? I see what I like, I buy it." And I'm like, boom, that's the winner right there. Who cares about a budget? It's toy collecting. We do this for fun. We do this for happiness, and just be happy. Buy what you like.
It's our outlet.
Yeah, exactly. Outlet. So it's almost like boom, winner right there. But realistically, if we want to be a little more objective with the budgeting, the bro Rex Flex All 69, who you should be here. You should have been here tonight, man. So his was budgeting for a collectible. I've always found that putting aside a set amount of money daily/weekly, no matter how little, will get you to that collectible. Mm-hmm. I budgeted out $5 a week for a pricey figure I wanted. Took 3 months of saving for it, but it really didn't affect my daily spending at all. So you know what? Not only does this take the cake, I'm actually gonna apply this. I was thinking about it too, because I say it all the time. I'm a broke ass collector, and you've seen in my hauls recently. I'm mostly gotta do discount and clearance collecting because I don't have the money to buy all the Marvel Legends or the SH Figure Arts, the Mayfax, the Mezco 112 Collective, which those figures are freaking amazing. This guy pissed me off, made me jealous recently. Was it yesterday that you showed me?
Yeah.
The Dark Side. He got
It's made of polystone.
It's one of my most wanted 112 collective figures.
Things a rock. Heavy as a rock.
It looks. He showed me a bunch of pictures. It's almost you were doing it purposely to make me jealous. I want that figure, but dude, if I was a baller collector, this guy's a baller collector. He makes big money.
Sometimes. Always broke though.
Hey. Yeah. That's the thing though. If I had the money to burn, man, all the figures I would have. But it is what it is. I don't make a lot, and I also have priorities and stuff. So I can't get all the Marvel Legends and the Transformers and everything else that I want at retail price. For a lot of things, I'm gonna wait till I can get them for cheaper. But going back to this thing that Chris brought up, that's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Even just $5 a week. To focus on saving up for one figure, not even just to save up. Yeah. But that's a good way just to save up in general.
I think that's a good point Chris made, because that's how I got to my Voltron that's coming in November.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. So after tax, it came out to $365. That's with tax, everything plus tax, because it was $3 something. But it took me 4 or 5 months, just like what Chris was doing, the $5 here and there. $10
actually putting money aside for
just putting it
away.
Not
just saving up all your regular money, but actually putting away some money for that.
When the pre-orders came out, I actually had enough to put half of it down already.
Wow. Okay.
Where now I can just put in. So instead of having nothing when the order comes out and you gotta pay up.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, oh dude, I don't have $365.
That hits me a lot.
Right. No one has $365 to come up with.
Yeah.
Now it's just but it took me 5 months, so I deserve this.
Okay.
That's how I.
Okay.
Kind of express
See,
it.
I'm gonna really try to apply that to my own collecting.
Yeah.
So Chris, boom. So there you go. Come get it, man. Come get it. This is yours. It's almost like I was considering, should he be disqualified because he's one of the bros? I mean, you know. But hey, all's fair. He commented. Anyone else? Dude, this video was up for so long. Anyone would have had the chance to comment.
Sold off.
Sold off. Oh yeah. Dang, look at that.
Sales.
Yeah. So Chris, come on, come pick it up. Not that stays here. This just that. But how appropriate. We got Vader. You know, part of me was also going to be like, well, not enough people commented. You know what? I'm keeping it. But let's be fair. So that's Chris's. So all right. Where were we in our conversation? You know what we're going to do? We're going to continue the flow of our conversation, but we're also going to crack this open. So speaking of Chris Rex Fexall, who gave me a deal on these, I was like, you know, I showed him the haul already, so you know, I gotta crack this open. Let's do that, but first I'm gonna crack this open because I've been these Oreos. Dang, this is a fresh pack.
My buddy Mock over here.
Yeah, I've been like, man, craving these Oreos.
I'm fat, so what? I
That's
got
funny.
toys. I got more toys
I've
than
joked
you.
about that all the time. Like, you know, wife gets on me about eating this stuff. Like, I don't care. You know?
You know what? Kingpin has a lot of chicks, so what's up? He's fat too.
I'm like, until I start to feel it, you know, I don't really care about
Let me do the timeout. Let me slow down for a bit.
Yeah. I've always been kind of like, as I got older, because I don't really exercise. You know, I eat a lot of shit.
Go to
food.
work.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
But my body tells me.
Yeah.
I'll get to a point where like, ooh, I'm not feeling like, I'm starting to feel a little weird. I'm like, okay. My body's telling me I need to start, you know. So I cut down a little, maybe try to work in some exercise and stuff. So I'm fat, so what?
Fat, so what? I need that shirt. I'm fat, so what?
And I'm old. And I'm balding. You can't really tell right now. Maybe you can. That's why I wear a hat all the time. So just in case you guys don't know, I mean, especially if any of you have been following me for years. I mean, like since back in the day, I always wear a hat. It's really just in my, you know, the past few years. It's really because of that. If I can go bald, I need to wear a hat. It's ugly. I hate the look of my bald head.
I'm old.
And I hate, you know, because there's certain settings where I can't wear a hat, church and church-related things, or you know, formal settings and stuff like that. So I hate when I can't wear a hat. But yeah, I gotta have it as a little tidbit, a personal tidbit. But here we go. Here's something I don't think I've done like in a long time. Like, I'm trying to think. If any of you have been watching me long enough, do you recall when I've done something like this? Like, I know I've done videos where I showed you after I opened a bunch of stuff. I know there might have been a couple instances where, like, I fully cracked open some figures. But as far as I know, it's very few times, and it's been a long time. So here we go. We're cracking. Why don't you take one? I'll take one. We'll crack these open. So these are the Marvel Legends. I think this was originally, was this a Toys R Us pack back in the day?
I think it was it was. It was.
Which is why I missed out. You know, if you guys know me and Toys R Us, we had a hate relationship. Toys R Us, which is coming back to life. Anyway, so I never saw these originally, but it is the AIM Trooper and Scientist. And I think in the haul, I was like, this pack, you know, to get it for $15 off of Chris, even though I knew it was only $5. I think I said, was the pack originally like $40? No, it's actually originally $50, $49.99. Oh man, look at you got them armed up.
Yeah.
And this dude,
I got 2 of these at home because I have a MODOK.
yeah.
I want 2 more, so 1 on the right and 1 on the left.
So here's the thing, like a lot of stuff based on the comics, I don't actually know too much because I haven't really read. Like I said, the height of my reading was like in the 90s, and it was largely the X-Men and Spider-Man, especially because of the McFarlane era, and because of like the animated series and stuff. What's up? What's up? What's up? Here, come in here. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay, say bye again. Oh, here, you want an Oreo? Okay, go.
Sorry, Daddy. I just need to come down again later.
Okay. So the kiddo. So like I was saying, I was never really too familiar with these AIM guys.
Yeah, because
So you're
somewhat
you're pretty versed. Okay.
They do appearances like Spider-Man and Hulk comics. MODOK would do an appearance.
And they're bad guys, though.
And they're bad guys.
Are they clearly bad guys? You know, kind of like there's factions.
Yeah.
Like imagine, you know,
They're terrorists.
The Imperial. Okay.
Yeah, they're terrorists.
Like the Empire,
Yeah.
like Stormtroopers. They don't know they're bad guys.
Oh yeah,
You know? These guys aren't just doing their job. They know they're doing bad stuff. Okay.
So Spider-Man beats up on them. Hulk beats up on them. So if you read a lot of the comics, they'll make their appearance and they'll either get blown up, beat up by Spider-Man and Hulk.
Okay.
So yeah, MODOK is the head honcho of the AIM soldier. So if you read a lot of the old school comics or some of the new school omnibuses, you'll see a lot of appearances of AIM soldiers in MODOK. They're always with MODOK. So
they're his.
they're his.
personal-
Yeah, they're his troop.
What is his mission exactly?
Oh gosh, he sort of like gosh, who is that one character? Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
And where does he scale on the evil scale?
Oh god, bad.
From 1 to 10,
He's
like
Red Skull.
Oh, okay.
like
so that puts
yeah.
it into perspective.
So,
Because some people like Magneto.
see, Magneto's
he's
more
not
of
really
like
evil.
He's political.
Yeah,
He's
fighting for a cause.
Yeah,
that he believes in.
I like mutants, but hey, you guys are not giving us a fair shake.
Yeah.
That's Magneto.
But you're saying so, like MODOK.
Yeah,
like,
MODOK's like, oh, there's a submarine with nuclear weapons. Let's kill everybody and let's take the nukes. That's MODOK.
Okay.
He's a terrorist.
All right, terrorist. So these guys really are bad then.
Yeah, bad guys, dude.
Dude, look at that.
Love
Dude looks
villains.
cool.
I love villains, man. They're just so cool, man.
I've always been that way. Like I like the bad guys. They're just in a way they're more interesting.
They are, yeah.
You gotta love heroism, but at the same time, the
like-
bad guys are usually more fun
Oh yeah.
and interesting.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's think about it for a second. Let's be realistic. In a way, the majority of us live mostly like according to the rules and laws.
The book.
Yeah, by the book. So I want to think, as geeks especially who watch a lot of stuff, fictional stuff, in a way we wish we could be like the bad guys. Like we could just do what we want.
Yeah, that's why comics is a lot of outlet. For all of us, where you see a lot of these characters, and they go out of that boundary, that line. They step over that line where we can't go do that because there's laws and cops and rules you got to abide by. But comics is like imagination unleashed.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh man,
dude, look at that. As a trooper, and me, I love to army build, and in the world of like Marvel Legends, you still don't have a lot of just straight up troopers. Mm-hmm. So it's always a treat to get.
You can finish this.
Okay.
It's the one from school.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so that's cool. Yes, I don't know really the purpose of that, but
like Red Hulk. I was reading the series on Red Hulk lately. Got into the Red Hulk series. That dude is awesome. He's a General Ross, actually, is Red Hulk.
Okay, I've known that, but other than that, I didn't really know anything about the story.
Remember the
Red
movies
Hulk.
in MCU?
Yeah, I do know General Ross.
So he got so jealous of Hulk in the comics. He got so jealous of Hulk, he decided to manipulate the radiation.
Oh, okay.
So now every time he touches Hulk, he can absorb.
Oh, so he has to touch him?
Yeah, he can absorb his radiation now.
And then become...
And he could become... And then Hulk becomes Banner again. That's how powerful...
Oh, wow.
I go, wow, Ross is crazy. Ross is like one of those...
So every time he becomes Red Hulk, then Hulk turns back into...
yeah, but there was a spin-off where they actually defeated him, Okay. It was like a spin-off where Pitt and Hulk, there's a comic on Pitt and Hulk. I gotta read that, so I haven't read that yet either.
So the Trooper has an alternate head, which is basically the same as a scientist, which the tone of the character dramatically changes when you put that head on. I don't know, for some reason when I see this head, I don't know if there's a particular... This makes me think of like late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, these guys have been around in the
hip hop.
60s.
No, but like the style.
Kid and Play.
Maybe that's it. And the yellow. It's just it feels so like late
House
80s,
party.
early 90s hip hop.
House party.
I want to put a penny in between his legs and have him do a head spin. Oh man, so let's throw. And then there's this alternate head, which I think is for the scientist. So it's kind of like what it would look like if you took.
You got alternate heads.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna throw this badass masked face back on. Ooh, that dude looks cool as hell. That's just really cool. Oh, see, that looks really cool, actually. I'm just not... I get there's a reason and it's iconic for the characters, but I don't know. I'm just not crazy about that. But
it's a good, showpiece.
Yeah.
If you're a MODOK fan.
Yeah, and it's true to the actual design of the characters. Have we seen these guys in the comics?
Yeah. These guys are always in the comics. Spider-Man's always wrapping them around with
okay.
spider fluid. This is awesome, dude.
I don't do this enough. Honestly, this is funny. I'm doing this on camera. I don't get enough time messing with my toys. So here's the sad truth. A lot of the time, and this kind of can go back, and we're not doing it, but this kind of can go back to the whole hoarding topic where it's like, I get these toys. I'm not a suit collector. So I do crack them open, but what happens... 90% of times, I get a new figure, I crack them open, I throw them in my little Ziploc bag, throw them into whatever box their section is, and I don't pull them out until I'm I'm going to do a photo, some photos with them. I rarely just sit down, and I want to do it all the time. I tell myself, okay, this weekend or this day that I'm free, I'm going to actually just sit there and mess with some toys. Just spend some time with my toys, because that's what you're supposed to do with them. This is really how you enjoy them. And I don't do this enough. So it's kind of cool. I'm getting to do this, and I'm sharing it, So, yeah. This guy, I still think this guy looks real badass. I want more of these. Chris, you got any more of these? Yeah. Who else? Anybody else? Did anybody else grab any of these packs?
I saw that sale on GameStop. I was just so lazy because I have two GameStops actually that live they're all a mile from me.
Okay.
I just called them. Hey, you guys have these two AIM soldiers? No. I guess okay. Then I called them. But there were a bunch. Yeah, there was a bunch of other ones, but they're like 20 miles away. I'm like, I'm not driving for.
I think Chris got a total of 3 of these packs. That dude, man.
Well, Chris did the hustle thing. You know, like go to every single.
Yeah. But yeah, if anybody else grab any of these for $5 and wants to sell a pack or two, you know,
it's funny because right after that sale, people were grabbing these. And then the price went up back to $27.
The clearance. It was still the clearance price, but not the $5.
Wow. So I guess GameStop got smart and said, "Hey,
yeah,
we're selling these for too cheap." You know.
So if anybody wants to hook me up, I'll pay like $10. I just want the trooper. I don't want any more of the scientists. I just want this badass trooper. So I have 2 of them. I'd like at least 3. More if possible. So yeah,
these are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
These are awesome. They got like alternate heads, straps.
And sometimes I forget how posable these
oh no, they are Marvel
Legends figures are, because I know they are. I don't spend enough time actually enjoying like.
But this one doesn't do the butterfly.
Oh yeah, I know certain ones do. Especially you know, you got your Spider-Mans that always have to have the.
But then the aim, but the paint apps are real good on these.
Yeah,
nice and clean.
Really cool.
Nice and clean paint apps.
All right. Cool. All right. I think we're gonna head into like the final phase of this. We're gonna pull out some stuff that we brought for trade. Not 100% sure if I'm gonna catch that on camera. If not, we'll do something else just to do one final kind of wrap up. Otherwise, so far I hope you guys are enjoying. I know at this point, if you're watching this and I've combined this video, this is getting pretty lengthy. So if you're still on board, hope you guys are enjoying. The sun is still on board. Say hi again.
Hi.
Okay, and then say bye again.
Bye.
Okay, go. Kids.
My son used to be like
Kids.
but then
That's a wrap. Check it out. So we're here in the third and final segment. This is probably gonna be really quick. I realize, at this point, the video is already like so long. Like, all right, we probably could go on and do more stuff and keep it going to be quite lengthy. But we're gonna wrap it up here. There's gonna be more to come. And actually, in the minutes since the previous segment that we're actually recording, we've been hanging out. We've had some off-camera conversations, and the biggest thing, and first of all, we got some trades here. That's how we're going to wrap this up. We traded some stuff, but I wanted to mention, originally I wasn't thinking, I thought we just wrapped this up, but so I took Mark into the garage because I forgot, or I didn't realize that he hadn't seen my garage situation, which, like I've been telling you guys in recent hauls, I'm at this point in my life where I feel like I need another collection intervention. All this clutter in the garage, mostly. There's a little in the house, but mostly in the garage. It's getting to that point where it's like it's starting to weigh on me again. I'm like, I need like a purge.
I hear you.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
So wait. Since you've seen it, your thoughts.
A lot of organization, a lot of sectioning, determining what things you want and don't want. Things you can live with and things you can't live without. It's just categorizing, and then that's when you can decrease the clutter. Because I think getting rid of everything's not going to help. I think getting rid of the things you don't want or want to give away, that's going to help.
Yeah.
Versus things you have a connection to.
Yeah.
Or you feel that, hey, I can live with this till I'm 65 or 80 years old. I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
Versus something like, oh man, I remember when I bought this was just impulse. That's how I would determine getting rid of the half of the stuff and keeping half of the stuff.
One thing I could do, because we're talking about ideas and stuff and ways I get rid of stuff, what's worth and what's not worth, putting on eBay, stuff like that.
Right.
I can section off, when I get to a point where I've sectioned off stuff that I can just get rid of, dude, I'll just have the bros over and we'll have a free stuff Friday. You're just like, dude, go ahead, whatever you want, and not even just for yourself. You know, a kid, your own kid, or you know any other kids that this is something you can give them to. So so I do need some help. That's the thing. I think now that that you're talking about it and you're seeing it and you're saying like you want to help and stuff. I think in a way that's what I've always needed. It's like I only have so much time in a day, you know. And this stuff is time consuming. That's the problem. And it's like, really, I think realistically is what I need is some help.
Because to be honest, I have had the same amount of stuff Mock has had, but there was a point in my life where I had to just
you hoarder.
Yeah. So there was a point in my life I just had to get rid of the stuff because I'm never gonna use it again. But now,
like you told me, you had a collection of Gundams.
I have Gundams. I had RCs just like you.
Wow.
I had train sets. I had trains that had smoke coming
Did
out
you
of the
model kits as well? Like,
I had model kits.
I had model kits.
Yeah, I had the Empire
So
Strikes.
you were like me, like an all around anything. See, a lot of people are only into like your Marvel, your DC, your Star Wars, or the stuff they grew up on, like the properties, stuff that's based on movies and cartoons and stuff. Right. But you were like me, you just love toys.
So
like toys, anything toy and hobby related.
Right. So it got to a point where it got so much in the house. When we moved, I had to put all that stuff into a storage unit, not the garage.
Then you're spending money.
Yeah, and you're spending money. So I just got to a point where I'm giving it away, But
why didn't I know you back then?
Yeah. But 10 years later, you know, when I got back into the toy thing, 10 years ago or 12 years ago, I just said to myself, okay, what am I doing differently this time?
Okay.
Is collecting what I want versus impulse.
Focus on what you actually like, what you like you said before, the nostalgia.
The nostalgia. So on a daily basis now I can come into the room, the toy room, and look at every single thing like I like you, and I like you.
But you ever think it will also come back to a point where it's like, damn, I miss being into all those like model trains and RCs and stuff like that. And
if I get a bigger house, because right now I have a 4-bedroom house. Right?
Did you ever have like hobby grade RC cars?
No, those are too expensive. My neighbor did.
I was gonna say because those are fun as hell. Yeah. I've been in that hobby. I'm like, I bet if I had one and you got to taste it, you get into it too.
No, I know how fun that was because my neighbor had one.
Okay.
And he had he was always putting oil in his car.
Okay.
You know, changing the kits.
Yeah.
That thing was so fast, man. That thing went like 100 miles per hour.
I was gonna say they actually have RC cars that can go 100 miles an hour.
Those things
flew
on the road.
I really was intending to keep this brief. So real quick, so we did some quick trades. I pulled out a bunch of stuff to see if he's interested. He actually wanted this since the last time he was here. So man, it's tough because it's just a freaking Deadpool taco truck. I was like, dude, you know, it's tough when you see somebody and you see how much they want and you see the actual joy that the person gets from, like, you know what? Mm-hmm. I loved it and I loved having it on display, but you know what? I know he's gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
because when we trade, like, it's not like, oh, hey, that I'm giving you more value than. You only got this for $20, but I got this is worth $60. It's not like I don't do it for monetary.
It's just like, hey,
it's just like I don't. It doesn't bring me joy anymore. That's the thing. It's It's like stuff like this. Yeah, it brings me joy. It's rubber tires, die cast. But like, you know, stuff that like I don't.
The interior is.
Yeah.
Did you even look at the inside?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it's got the flat stove, gas grill.
Yeah. Even the drivers there. It's all like nicely detailed.
Yeah.
So.
Sliding doors.
I got in the tray, and then there was also this.
And then I got a Transformers. I love robots, so
God loves robots. You can't tell, but the version of this, which is it's a third-party Transformer, Grand Patriot. You guys, if you follow, you've seen when I did the haul. But that's what it looks like. But this version that we traded with him is the green version, which looks cool. Because it looks kind of like a throwback to kind of a G.I. Joe vehicle. Yeah. It's more military as opposed to
it's like it's a crossover, like a crossover version of G.I. Joe.
As opposed to the more Optimus Prime colors. And that's exactly what I wanted originally. Because I was like, somebody showed me. I was like, dude, that's like a G.I. Joe Transformers.
Crossover.
You know? Yeah. So, but then the problem with me, even when I got it, I was like, I don't know. I still have a hard time doing third party. Of like, I'm all about official licensed product, which is funny. Which brings me to this, which I didn't know that he told me this. He messaged me recently. He's like, I got this, and I was like, what's that? I thought it was just one of these little handheld systems that like had the games, had a bunch of games. But it's a little handheld system that you could actually plug Super Nintendo cartridges into. That is cool. That's kind of taking old school gaming to a new level, and it's portable. I can bring it with me. So he hooked me up with this, plus Killer Instinct, which I love that game. But now I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to get some more games. I'm going to have to... I know my first game that I have to get, because it was like one of my all-time favorite Super Nintendo. Mario Kart. That's still, to this day, any form of Mario Kart is like my favorite.
And I think you could connect this onto a TV.
Oh, yeah. I saw it has some cables.
It's got some cables, so...
that's why then it has... where you can plug in controllers.
Yeah, controls. So
then it serves as like a mini Super Nintendo system.
Yeah. So if you could find that port,
there you go.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. LCD.
Wow. All right. So I'm gonna have to get some controllers and get some more games. Cables. Get some action with the bros.
Yeah.
But dude, and then look at this. So I love Marvel Legends. But to this day, there's still a certain charm to these original Toy Biz Marvel Legends. As far as we've come with Marvel Legends, and as great as the Hasbro stuff is, there's still a greatness to these Toy Biz ones. And look at this. This is a Series 5 Nick Fury. And his diorama base is like the back, like the jetpack. It doesn't show on the back. No, it doesn't show. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it shows on the back. It's like the jetpack, and he's with fire effect and everything. And then look at that. Hulkbuster Iron Man. This was from the Legendary Rider series.
Right, Galactus.
Man, I wish I could go back and collect all these again. But look at that Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
dude, that thing, and it is heavy. This is. When you say something's beast, this is beast right here. That's awesome, man. So thank you for this trade. Thanks for coming over,
brother.
Having dinner. I'm really curious. Comment down below. This is totally like an experiment. Like I said, just trying to switch things up. But stay tuned, because like I always say, there's always more to come. And Mark and I are cooking up some ideas for some stuff we can do next. I know we've mentioned in the past, like one time, let's just sit and play with some toys and stuff.
Open up toys.
He has an amount of toys. I have an amount of toys. We both have modern and vintage. So between all that, there's some stuff we can do. So comment down below. Let us know what you thought of this. It's probably too long, honestly. I don't know how long it's all gonna be when I add it up, but still. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed, hanging out not only with each other but with you guys. That's essentially what's happening, So there you guys have it. All right, man. No, you know what? So remember I said he's got some stuff to give away. He's got some stuff that he brought before, and he's brought some things, but we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for the next one. Yeah. So in the meantime. Man, hey, thanks so much for coming.
Anytime, brother.
It was real fun. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun with us. So you guys have it. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. And thanks so much for watching.